Fairfield.
Thank you very much, Mr Acting Speaker, or Mr Assistant Speaker. And I rise today to speak about the Sydney Opera House, which is our most recognisable landmark, along with the Sydney Harbour Bridge. And all around the globe, people come to visit Sydney to marvel at the sight of these two iconic structures. Both capture a time in history when the city was growing. There are legendary stories that have been passed on from one generation to another regarding the design and the construction of the two landmarks. Much has been written, filmed and spoken about regarding the origins of how the two landmarks came to be, especially the Sydney Opera House. As we know, the Opera House itself is an engineering marvel. The sails of the Opera House really do tell a story of who we are and where we have come from as a city built on Bennelong Point. Now, Mr Speaker, on Monday the 9th of April 2018 marked the 100th birthday of Utzon, who was the designer of the Sydney Opera House. And Jorn was born in Copenhagen in Denmark in 1918. Unfortunately, Mr Speaker, there was little fanfare to mark this significant date. Now, I'm proud to inform the House today that a Fairfield constituent, Mr Anthony Chidiac, has honoured the legacy of Jorn Utzon in the form of a picture book which is titled The Priceless Gift, Utzon's Symphony. Now, this book was written to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Jorn Utzon's birth and was illustrated by Mr Michael Avisis. The book is dedicated to Anthony Chidiac's family and parents, and it is truly a fitting gesture. The commencement of the book acknowledges the Dreamtime and the traditional owners of the land at Bennelong Point. It highlights how local Aboriginal women gathered fresh oysters and discarded the shells of the oysters later on. The book then points out the arrival of convicts and how they regathered the oyster shells and burnt them to make cement mortar. The lime made was used to construct Government House nearby. This is only the beginning of the book, Mr Speaker, yet it identifies the early origins of this site. There is so much more to the book. It is a colourful presentation accompanied by facts that many of us would not know about. It is evident that Mr Anthony Chidiac spent a great deal of time carefully researching and developing the book. Now, the priceless gift, Utzon's Symphony, also takes the reader on a journey of ideas and thoughts from where Jorn Utzon was a young boy to when he became a young architect and then to the point where he designed the Opera House. The book identifies Jorn Utzon's determination and spirit to push boundaries of design and incorporate the natural harbour setting to inspire his ultimate design of the Opera House. Anthony Chidiac does Jorn Utzon justice by capturing how his involvement in the design of the Opera House, which was truly a labour of love for Utzon. One part of the book depicts Utzon staring over a peeled orange, and at this point he was overcoming engineering challenges that had never been encountered before. It was the task of peeling an orange that inspired him. Certainly the crowning of the curves of the orange peel offered Utzon the simple solution to an engineering problem. Much has been said about the controversy surrounding Utzon's departure from the Opera House project. However, without being political, Anthony Chidiac was able to present this difficult time in the project's history with a great deal of respect and dignity. What certainly makes the reader feel saddened is the picture of Utzon sitting in his lounge room miles away watching the grand opening of the Opera House. Unfortunately, Utzon was not able to set his eyes upon or contemplate his creation for the final time. One thing the book does do well is pay tribute to the man who gave Sydney-siders and the world so much joy and pleasure. The book ends with a colourful depiction of fanfare and symphony, with Jorn looking over the sails of the Opera House. In the end, Jorn was able to contribute again to the design of a major renovation which was opened in 2009. The book's appendix is also another source of vibrant facts relating to the Opera House and Jorn Utzon. It is certainly a good read if you're hungry for trivia facts. Now, the trivia facts include Jorn Utzon's career, the awards he achieved, One suitable and notable award was Yon's Companion Order of Australia on the 17th of May 1985, and the declaration of the Opera House as a UNESCO World Heritage Site on the 28th of June 2007. After giving so much to us Australians, and indeed the rest of the world, Jon Utzon sadly passed away peacefully in his sleep in Copenhagen on the 29th of November 2008, aged 90.
I call the